Hey, Charles Hoffman here from Plugin Alliance. SPL BiG is a stereo enhancer plugin modeled after the SPL BiG hardware. SPL refers to it as a stereo image bigger maker. This 500 series unit lets you expand the stereo image of sounds, making them appear bigger and wider. SPL BiG doesn't just boost the level of side channel audio content. It uses a different, new type of stereo processing that won it a NAMM Tech Award in 2024. A different signal is derived from the stereo input and processed by an analog filter network before being mixed together with the original signal. When summed to mono, you end up with no phase shifts, cancellations, or other artifacts. To demo SPL BiG, start a free Megaplan trial using the link below. This will give you access to all of Plugin Alliance's products for 30 days. I can talk about this plugin all day, but you have to hear it to understand that this product is unique. It has something very musical going on that I haven't heard in any other stereo enhancer. I'll play some audio examples for you, and then we'll walk through the plugin's controls. The beauty of SPL BiG is that it's very easy to use. There are 3 knobs and some switches, just like the hardware. An expert section containing additional controls has been added to the plugin, but we'll get to that in a minute. The bigness control adjusts the intensity of the processing applied. The more you turn this up, the bigger and wider the sound gets. I suggest you crank this up a healthy amount before adjusting the other knobs so you can hear what's happening. Afterward, you can dial it back. The range knob adjusts the frequency range that's processed. Turned counterclockwise, you'll get more of a top-end focused sound. The sound will become richer and fuller as you turn the range towards open. The stage knob affects the depth of the processed sound within the stereo field. You can move it toward the listener so it sounds directly in front of them, or further away. Like the hardware, the bass switch adds a bass boost using a passive filter following the bigness section. The circuit is similar to the one used for the airbass function of the SPL Iron mastering compressor. There's a bypass switch that toggles the processing on and off, and some LEDs indicate the presence of a signal in both channels. This covers all the features found on both the hardware and the plugin. When you click the expert switch, some additional plugin-only features appear. There's a left-right balance meter that indicates the left-right stereo placement of your sound. you have a phase correlation meter that displays the phase relationship between the left and right channels. Traditionally, you'd want to keep this LED floating around 0 to +1 so that you don't lose punch and impact when you sum your sound to mono. With SPL BiG, you don't really need to worry about this. The stereo information it adds might completely throw off the correlation meter, but when you sum your sound to mono, all that seemingly problematic frequency content disappears. You won't hear much difference when you sum your audio track to mono and bypass the plugin. This indicates that the processing applied by the plugin doesn't hurt the phase coherency of your audio. When you use other stereo enhancement plugins, performing a similar test can lead to a loss of low end in basses and punchiness in drums. Stereo balance acts as a pan control. You'll see the balance meter update as I adjust this knob. It's possible to pan the mid and side channels individually. You can either use this to rebalance a sound or get creative with it and add movement. For example, you might want to pan the side information left and right using automation while keeping the mid channel grounded in the center. Another option is to pan these in opposite directions for a unique doubling effect. The mid channel will often be more bass heavy when you do this, but you can sum your low end into mono using the mono maker. Now the sound will feel weighted in the center. For this to work, you do need to use a stereo recording. It can be a narrow stereo recording, but it does have to have some stereo width already. SPL BiG doesn't make mono sounds stereo, meaning that the side channel will be silent if you try to do this with a mono sound. In the top right corner, you can solo the mid and side channels. You'll notice that the mid channel is relatively unaffected by parameter changes, while most of the magic happens in the side channel. You also have input and output meters and a mid-side meter. The output gain knob lets you boost or cut the signal on the way out of the plugin. Auto gain matches the plugin's output level to its input level. To use this feature, loop a section of audio and click Auto. When the light stops flashing, an adjustment will be applied to the output knob, and now you can make level-matched A/B comparisons. Up at the top, there's another bypass switch, GUI scaling options, and undo and redo buttons. There's also 4 parameter banks to choose from. You can copy the parameters from one bank to another, experiment with different settings, and then toggle back without losing your work. It's also possible to reset each bank. To demo SPL BiG, start a free Megaplan trial using the link below. This will give you access to all of Plugin Alliance's products for 30 days. If this video helped you out, give it a like and subscribe to the Plugin Alliance YouTube channel for more plugin walkthroughs like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.